Hey guys, welcome back. So I wanted to cover in this video all the new updates that are in BART. We already looked at one of them being the multimodal search, so this video does not cover it, but we are going to look at rest of them in this video. The first two is from customization. One is listen to responses. So basically, if you don't like reading and if you are doing multitasking something and if you just want to read, anything BART generates. So let's see how we can do that. So there is a default option here. What are some ways to make instant noodles, which is delicious, right? So I just click the default prompt and you see this option, listen.
Here are some ways to make instant noodles even more delicious. Use better broth.
So you can listen to that now. And similarly, if you don't like it, there's multiple other stuff you can do. Let's look at it. And you can also adjust the responses. So if you click here, you want it to be more casual, you can make it more casual, or you want it to be simpler, you can make it simpler, or you can play around with whatever works for you. You want it to be shorter, you can. So whatever works for you, you can do that. That's the second update I wanted to discuss. So you can now change the tone of BART's responses to 5 different options: simple, long, short, professional, or casual. So again, I have tested on some use cases. What works for me might not work for you. This video is just explaining to you what options are available. You are totally free to use what works for you. So the next features are in terms of productivity. So let's assume I like this conversation and I want to pin and rename the conversation. You can do that. So one way of doing it is click on this. You can do rename. So let me say noodles, right? So you can go click noodles. And if you really like it, you can pin it. So yeah, so this would be differentiated from rest of the conversations. If you don't like it, you can always unpin it, or if you want it, you can repin it again. So that's basically what it is. And similarly, share the responses. So let me say I like this response. I want to tell my friends how good noodles are made. You can just say share, create a public link, and you can share it with anyone. So, and it also has default options with whom you can share on various social media platforms. So yeah, I'm deleting this. So I'm done with my use case for this. And the last one I wanted to show was, you might have heard in Google I/O, they did mention that currently you can export to Google BART, but they'll also support REPL in future. So let's look at it here. So let me say, write a program for reading file from a CSV and removing duplicates and removing duplicate records. So let me type this, okay? Or you can ask any question you want. And I think currently only Python is supported. In future, they'll add more language support. So I'm just showing what is currently there. So you can just go click here. You can see export to Colab. We have already looked at it, so I'm not going to do it. So you can do export to REPL. So it asks you some terms and conditions. You can do that. And if you don't have a REPL account, it will ask you to sign in, and REPL is free for most basic use cases, so you don't have to pay. So yeah, this one is just walking you to understand that you can just run it here, or if you want to provide an input file, you can do that too. So that's basically what I had, and that's what I wanted to cover about new features in BART. Let me know what's your favorite feature. I hope this helps. Thank you for joining.